You see these clips? It's obvious, right? These are blatant cheaters. But the crazy part is, this isn't happening on some sketchy, unofficial server. No, this is from the top ranks of Premier. And when you look at how many of these accounts are private or have under 500 hours, it's honestly shocking. How did we get here? This is the worst cheating problem Counter-Strike has ever had. You'll always have those people who rush to defend cheaters for no real reason. Maybe they think it makes them seem smarter or more in the know if they say something like, "Nah, that guy's just cracked." But no, it just makes them look clueless. Even pros and streamers are getting involved now. Some are playing Premiere specifically to track cheaters. For example, this streamer added a live counter to his stream.
Out of 100 Premier games, over 20k ELO,
he ran into 81 cheaters. That's insane. I get it, cheating has always existed in competitive shooters, especially in CS. But lately, in CS2, it feels way more frequent. It's not just the odd cheater every now and then, it's almost every match. Whether it's wall hacks, aim bots, or spin bots, it completely ruins the experience. Valve does have anti-cheat systems, but right now, it's hard to believe they're doing much. You put in time and effort and then lose to someone obviously cheating. It's super frustrating. What's worse is that these players often face no consequences. Reports don't seem to lead to bans, at least not quickly. And the impact on the community is real. People are getting tired of it. Matches are full of toxicity, players leaving mid-game or just rage in chat. It's clear the overall mood is going downhill. Sure, I believe the devs are probably trying behind the scenes, but honestly, it's getting harder to stay hopeful. The problem isn't getting better, it's getting worse. As players, there's not much we can do. Maybe if a cheater ends up on your team, you can troll them, waste their time, and make sure they lose, like keeping a scam caller busy so they can't scam someone else. But in the end, this is Valve's responsibility, and they've dropped the ball. Look at what happened with TF2. That cheating crisis went on for years until the community made enough noise that Valve finally stepped in. Even then, people suspect they just hired someone to do manual bans as a quick fix. And it's not just Premier with new accounts. Cheaters are smart. They buy old accounts to avoid suspicion. Even on Faceit, where people think cheating is impossible, it still happens. Just watch this.
Insta. Clicks over here and shakes his cursor. And I don't know if this was some kind of luck. I don't think so. About cheat programs. I die here, and his cursor goes immediately over here. Like this. You saw that? This, and then insta over there.
Now, even well-known community members are speaking out. If it isn't dealt with, it's going to kill the game. Despite all the other issues, Counter-Strike is still the FPS. No abilities like Valorant, no over-the-top gadgets like Call of Duty, just raw aim and strategy. Even HiX, one of the biggest CS YouTubers, quit because of this. Look at his post. He shared that when he had a 28,000 Premier rating and decided to invite his 4K ELO friends to form a 5-stack, aiming to hit 30,000 with a win streak. However, every match they played was overrun with blatant cheaters. Not subtle ones either, but players openly using wall hacks and aim assistance from the very first round. According to King HiX, these cheaters typically had between 300 and 1,000 hours in-game, no Faceit accounts, and showed no effort to hide what they were doing. When asked why they were so open about it, the cheaters reportedly said they were trying to reach 30k rating before Season 2. He expressed concern that Season 2 might be even worse, predicting more cheaters grinding for yellow pins due to the lack of a functional anti-cheat system. While he plans to continue creating CS2 related content, King HiX has made it clear he will no longer actively play CS2, especially not Premier mode. He clarified that custom games or challenge content for videos may still happen, but regular gameplay is off the table. He also extended his sympathy to content creators and streamers who are forced to deal with this environment daily. King HiX explained that he had left Faceit over a year ago to escape ultra-competitive matches and just enjoy the game. But facing rage cheaters every match has now drained all of the fun out of it. He reflected on the current state of the game with sadness, noting that while his journey to 28k rating was relatively fine, things changed dramatically once players began chasing the 30k milestone. The grind, he said, has become pathetic. In closing, he said that nearly every match now has at least 3 to 4 cheaters. Not even coordinated 5-stacks, just random players. And thanked his followers for reading. He ended on a slightly lighter note, saying he's off to play 15 hours of Dota 2 per day instead. I mean, look at this stat. According to CS2 stats, out of the 31.5 million players they track, 4.5 million have received a VAC ban. That's roughly 14.3% of the entire player base being caught cheating. And let's be real, that number is already wild. But what makes it even more insane is that that is with Valve's current anti-cheat, which most of us know isn't exactly top tier. So imagine what's going on under the surface. If we had a strong, effective anti-cheat system, say something kernel level, how many more would get caught? Would half the player base disappear overnight? Are we really sitting on millions of undetected cheaters? It's starting to feel surreal. This is no longer just a minor issue. It's a full-blown crisis. If Valve actually wants to save the competitive integrity of CS2, a major overhaul is needed, and that starts with proper anti-cheat. Sure, the game has other problems. Subtick is a whole discussion in itself, and far from polished, but those can come later. Right now, the 2 biggest priorities should be, firstly, a serious, high-level anti-cheat system, then cracking down on the massive cheating problem. Even something like bringing back a rotating map pool in Premiere with fan favourites like Cash and Cobblestone would help freshen things up. But again, those are quality of life updates. First, you need a game that feels fair and playable. What's scary is that pro players are starting to raise red flags more often. It's not just the community complaining anymore. Actual professionals are speaking out. And yes, it's worth noting that even pros have been caught cheating over the years. Some of them were exposed by their own coaches, some even while competing. The past year alone has had more bans than usual, and it's shaking people's trust in the scene. Let's not forget, Valve already went through this once. Back in 2016, they had to publish a post explaining how VAC works. It needed to scan certain files on your computer to detect cheats. Pretty standard stuff, right? But the internet lost its mind over privacy concerns, and even Gabe Newell had to step in and do damage control. Valve scaled it back, but with that, they also opened the floodgates for more cheaters to slip through. Now look at Faceit. Again, not perfect, but leagues better than Prime matchmaking. Their anti-cheat actually digs in. It scans your system, checks running processes, and even analyzes your mouse movement patterns. A real player's aim is messy, jerky, human. A cheater? It's direct, snapping from one point to another with impossible precision. Faceit picks up on that. Plus, they've got staff actively reviewing reports, posting on social media, and working with the community. That's what makes the difference. Responsiveness and visibility. People want to feel like someone is actually watching, that reports matter, that something will be done. Right now in CS2, it's like shouting into the void. If Valve wants this game to thrive, not just survive, it needs a wake-up call. CS has always been a pure shooter. No abilities, no fancy tricks, just you, your crosshair, and your brain. It's built on trust, fairness, and skill. But if cheating keeps spiraling, even the most loyal players will walk away. And let's not forget, CS2 is supposed to be the future of Counter-Strike. But if that future is flooded with cheaters, then what's the point? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe.